to hear of Trans Widow Uta Hagen YouTube channel and of WordPress blog utahagengrasswidow.wordpress.com. I am now putting out a call for trans widows to answer the questions of my 20 question survey. Oh, I wanted to tell you this is meadowsweet, and it is a bushy perennial. I thought it was getting burned over in my front yard, so I transferred it into inside the fence, and it's very happy in a slightly shady place. And after this season is just about over in September or so, I am actually going to take a spade and divide it into two, and I'm going to try putting it out into my meadow beds and see if it survives the critters. It has a really very soft fragrance, and it is a sweet kind of a flower. Now, okay, so I think it's very, very important um, to consider all of these questions, and I really am hoping that we will start getting some press. Remember that it is helping the world to purchase an actual softcover copy of my memoir, In the Curated Woods, True Tales from a Grass Widow by Uta Hagen. From iUniverse, there are two, I have to tell you, there are two great spangled fritillaries circling around each other, and they are numbers 26 and 27, so it's very exciting. Now, sometimes I see as many as three or four, and I can't know whether I don't tag them, so I do not know whether they are the same two going and coming, but that's how I count them. If I see two in the backyard after I've just seen two in my fenced garden, then I only count it as two because I figure they must have just flown there. But this is very exciting, and it's really similar to the June when I finished my memoir. And I really kind of gave up temporarily on reconnecting with my children, um, and just felt that I am making a difference in the world, and coming back to how you can make a difference in the world with my book, which will never make me any money. Just so you know, I mean, I would love for it to be turned into a film. And, maybe we will come to that day. I will probably be an old lady by then, but my suggestion is to, get my book and read it and, um, and use all of the information about maintaining and managing a woodland and growing butterfly gardens and counting butterflies, as well as the information I give about my experience as a trans widow. Um, I hope that then you would put the book somewhere for someone else to find, like at a bed and breakfast where you're staying, sneak it onto the shelf, or even sneak it into the library, or into those little free libraries, those kind of boxes on a post that are a book exchange. There are going to be a lot of clever little places. For example, the waiting room at a large clinic of some kind. That might really get some people thinking. Now, the purpose of these 20 questions so far is I really want to help some trans widows supply me with information. There are quite a few, I'd say a half a dozen, who have said, I'm in this category, but I just can't talk about it because it brings up too much stress and difficult memories. And one thing about the trauma of PTSD and processing it out after these things happened is to keep yourself paced on a pace of touch on it and then don't think about it and use cognitive behavior therapy strategies to replace these thoughts. Um, it's not easy for me to get all this information, but I think I'm kind of getting better at it because I'm looking at the patterns of behavior of our ex-husbands, and there are patterns. They are not being accurately recorded at all. No psychologist who treats uh, these cross-sex ideating men is finding out the truth about their behavior. They ignore the fact that these guys are going to prostitutes. They ignore the fact that these guys are spending the money that's supposed to go into the children's college fund. And they ignore the fact that they are violating the boundaries of our mental health, of our psychic being, because they are asking us to do all kinds of uncomfortable things that we never even thought of and we don't want to do. And we're being called in a negative way, we're being called traditional and spunky if we're like, no, I'm not going to do this. You've got to stop talking about this and stop talking to him about it and putting the blame on me. So here we go. We're going to go through this. I'm going to try to keep it short because I have to finish cleaning and packing and stuff for my little trip to meet Meshanta Shatan of her channel. And we're going to be elsewhere in the Hudson Valley and then come to my house. So I have to get some Norwegian meatballs in the freezer and bake off that bread dough and vacuum and stuff like that. So go to her channel. I've got several interviews with her there. Also, a channel by this Australian guy, Jay Phantom, Fantom. He interviewed Kara Dansky, and it's quite good. They had a little bit of tech problems, but you can, understand what she's saying. Just a couple of places she kind of wasn't, her video wasn't quite connected, but it was a very good interview, and I really hope more people interview her. And of course, I actually wrote to the Women's Declaration International, which is the organization which I've also interviewed with their YouTube channel, and she is the president of it. And we really need to make sure that people know about all these channels and all these organizations. Okay, so I'm just going to go into the questions. I'm actually going to mail the local Alphabet Soup Center in my town a copy of this because they need to know that this is what we go through and that this is the data that we have to collect. They need to do some self-reflection. Trans Widow Survey. Was it a revelation he made, or did you discover his secret? 2, did he tell you it's under control and then it actually escalated? Did he select a therapist for you to speak to who said you should have realized you're a lesbian? Did he put money in a secret bank account to fund his wardrobe and other purchases? Did he wear your clothing? Did he request sex role play whereby you're to take a male role? Did a therapist suggest the role play from the last question? That was my case. Yes to question number 7. Number 8. Did he use social media to defame you? No, my ex-husband did that in person. He used the court, actually. Did he report to any mental health practitioner that you abused him? My ex-husband probably reported that to his therapists, but he made it in official statements. He said that I, a woman who weighs 15 pounds less than him and is four or so inches shorter than him, he said that I assaulted him twice. Okay. So this is number 10. Did he ever attack you physically? Nettie threw things, but I was never attacked by him. Did he force unwanted sex on you? I out and out refused. Did you live below the poverty line at any time after the relationship ended? 13. Did any members of the clergy urge you to violate your religious beliefs or urge you to engage in uncomfortable behavior to fulfill his needs? I know that that is going on. 14. Did any therapist insist that you must learn to share Mother's Day? 15. Did any therapist insist you must refer to him as female in therapy with you? 16. Did you lose a set of friends after the breakup? I stopped associating with people of my own volition. After, if they were too supportive of him and too concerned about him, I kind of disassociated from them. Most recently, I have lost friendships. And of course, my sons were brainwashed into going no contact. 17. Did he start self-identifying as the mother of your children? 18. Did he insist that the children call him Mama something? 19. Did a therapist claim that he, in quotes, decided to live full-time as female because of your rejection? I was officially accused of that in a sworn affidavit from Dr. Connie. Did he co-opt your contractions and labor to insist that he gave birth to your children? I just decided I'm going to send this anonymously to Dr. Connie. These people in the mental health profession, need to know that we're starting to collect data on ourselves. And I am assuming that if trans widows keep on contacting me at the rate of 2 or 3 a week, then pretty soon I will have over 100, and I vet people. I make sure that as best as I can that, I'm not being trolled. And the thing is, you can't make up this stuff. It's too painful, unexpected, and bizarre. All right. Back to the house cleaning, the packing, and the garden. Bye.